What is a number line? Please raise your hand for the answer. Ji Hashim.
It's a line which includes negative numbers, positive numbers, and zero.
So number line is basically an imaginary line. Imaginary line means that it does not actually exist, but it's just a concept, given to students so that they can understand this topic better. Okay, they can understand how numbers are placed and how they are ordered. Okay, so number line is an imaginary line and it is drawn by a horizontal line. Okay, so why we put arrows on both end of the number line? Please raise your hand for the answer. All right, Arshman ji bete.
Ma'am, the arrows tell that the line doesn't end and it continues.
That's right, because numbers in mathematics are unlimited. So that's why we cannot have limit of this number line as well. So this arrow is basically telling you that there might be a limitation of my screen or notebook, but actually this line can continue in both directions. Okay, because there is no limit of numbers in mathematics. So that's why this line is also not having any limit. It can extend in both directions. Okay, so the midpoint of this number line is 0 and there are positive numbers on the right side. Okay, and there are negative numbers on the left side. You all know that, right? This is what number line is. So now what about, I can see, integers on the number line. So what about rational numbers, meaning by decimals and fractions? What to do about them? How can we represent rational numbers on number line?
Between the numbers.
Ji Arshman, but please raise your hand for the
Ma'am,
answer. Without that, I will not ask. Ji Arshman.
we can write the
So how
number.
to represent?
We can write the number in decimals. Like we can put a number between 1 and 2, it will be 1.5.
All right. So like, for example, if a number is between 1 and 2, so that will be 1.5, or in fraction form, it would be 3 by 2. Okay. That's how we represent fractions or decimals on the number line. So what about irrational numbers? What do you think about them? How to represent irrational numbers on this number line? Or can we do them? Can we do plot irrational numbers as well? For example, if a number is 3.1427934 and so on. So can we plot this number on the number line? Because we know irrational numbers cannot be written in form of a fraction. So can we plot them on the number line? What is your opinion about it? What do you think? We can plot integers.
Ma'am.
We can plot integers. And definitely if we can plot integers, we can plot whole numbers and natural numbers as well. We can plot rational numbers. Rational numbers include decimals or fractions. Yes, we can plot them. What about irrational numbers? Can you plot irrational numbers on the number line? So, Ji Arshman, you want to say something, bete?
I think we can plot the
So
rational number.
how?
I'm like
How, for
there's a number.
example,
I'm like
yes.
there's a number 22 by 7. We can
Mm-hmm.
just divide 22
But
and 23 in 7 parts and put the seventh uh, and the seventh part will be as 22 by 7, which is an irrational number.
so 22 by 7, bete, we discussed it in detail that 22 by 7 is not a rational number. It is pi that is irrational. 22 by 7 itself is a rational number. So basically, for the sake of calculation in different questions, we write pi as 22 by 7, but 22 by 7 is a bigger value than the value of pi. We learned that in the previous class, that 22 by 7 is not the exact representation of pi. 22 by 7 is just an approximation. Okay? So 22 by 7 can be plotted on the number line, but that is not a rational number. That is a rational number. Okay? Irrational numbers are non-terminating, non-recurring. Okay? So for the sake of your knowledge, irrational numbers cannot be plotted exactly on the number line. Okay? Why we cannot plot them? Because their division does not end. Okay? We don't know the exact value of irrational number. So that's why we cannot plot it. Yes, we can, round it off maybe to 2 or 3 decimal places, and then we can plot. So, but that is not exact location of that irrational number. Okay, so you need to remember that we can represent rational numbers on the number line precisely. Okay, very accurately we can identify where 2 would be on the number line. But the irrational numbers, we cannot locate them exactly on the number line. It is just the approximation which we can do. Okay, so irrational numbers cannot, if somebody asks you this question, so you need to remember that irrational numbers cannot be plotted accurately or precisely on the number line. Why? Precisely or accurately. Okay. Why we cannot do so? Because irrational numbers are having their division does not end, and there are unlimited numbers after the decimal point. So we cannot, exactly locate their position on the number line. So we can just do the approximation. How can we do the approximation? By maybe rounding off the value to 3 or 4 decimal places. Okay. If I round out this irrational number 3.1427934 to 3 decimal places, so it will be 3.17148. Now I can, yes, I can locate 3.148 on the number line, but we cannot locate 3.1427934 because that is having no pattern, no sense of, repetition is there. So I hope this point is clear. Okay. And beta, please keep in mind 22 by 7 is not pi. 22 by 7 is basically bigger than the value of pi. So we learned that the other day. 22 by 7 is not a true representation of pi, right? So this is the first thing in the topic that you should be clear about, that what is a number line. Second thing is, what are real numbers? We have discussed that also. Real numbers are divided into 2 parts, rational and irrational. Okay. So we have just learned that rational numbers can be plotted accurately on the number line, but irrational numbers cannot be plotted accurately on the number line. So beta, any question up till this point? Any questions?
Ma'am, number line.
Who said that?
Ma'am, Isham.
जी बेटे, number line is basically an imaginary line, okay, which is basically containing all the numbers of mathematics. Not all the numbers actually, just the rational numbers we have just learned. So number line is can be extended in both direction. Okay, so we can extend the number line in any of the direction. So another thing is that number line contains integers. Apparently, you can see that 0 is in the middle, positive numbers are on the right side, negative numbers are on
मैम
the
इसके
left side.
रैशनल नंबर लिख सकते हैं
Sorry?
इसके ऊपर भी रैशनल नंबर हमें कैसे पता चलेंगे इसमें रैशनल को इरेशनल कैसे हैं
But I'm telling you that rational numbers can be represented accurately on the number line. ठीक है, we can identify the exact position of a rational number on the number line, but we cannot represent irrational numbers accurately on the number line. ठीक है, that is a problem because irrational numbers are non-recurring, non-terminating. So there is no pattern in the irrational number. So we cannot estimate or we cannot find their exact value. We can estimate, but we cannot find their exact value. ठीक है बेटे? So by keeping these
Yes,
points in mind, we are going to start the worksheet. I hope your confusion will be clear more. So this is the learning outcome today. Today we will be, at the end of today's lesson, you would be able to represent real numbers on number line. So this is the, you can say, outcome of today's class. You can see that this one, second one, represent real numbers on number line. Okay, that is the agenda of class today. So now we are going to start with the worksheet. So let's start with worksheet 1.3 first. Let me open that, So I hope you can see them on the screen. So for today's classwork, you need to have a scale as well to draw these number lines. So question number 1 is plot the following numbers on the number line. So for the first question, number line is also given to you, and the plotting is also done, like half of the plotting is already done on the number line. So you just need to locate the ones which are missing. So if this is 0 and this is 1, and there are 3 parts in the middle, so what will this part be? This one. So apart from Arshman, anyone else? No, apart from Hashim as well. Jasim, ji bete, Jasim. If between 0 and 1, there are 3 parts, so what will be the marking on this one, the first part?
Ma'am, 1/3.
Excellent. It is 1/3. So then this would be 2/3. And this is basically 3/3, which is equal to 1. Excellent. So now what would be between 1 and 2? Anybody else? What will be between 1 and 2? Please raise your hand for the answer. Ji Tawassal, what will be between 1 and 2?
Ma'am, 1/2.
Hashim?
Ma'am, 1/3. Yes, ma'am.
It would be 1 whole 1/3 and 1 whole 2/3. And this is definitely 1 whole 3/3, and that will be 2 exactly. Okay? Side of the number line. I'm zooming in so that you can see properly. So what will be between 0 and -1? But please, if you are raising hand, answer me quickly so that we can move forward. So I hope you can see on the screen the portion between 0 and -1. 0 and -1.
-1/3.
जी बेटे. -1/3. Who said that?
Ma'am, just
-1/3.
Jasim. -1/3. And then this would be -2/3. And this is definitely -3/3, which is equal to -1. Excellent, bete. So now we have to locate two numbers on this number line. One is -1/3, another is 1/2/3. So we have already labeled all the values. So we will mark this point and we will say -1/3 is located here. Okay, and now we will see where 1/2/3 is. You can see this is where 1/2/3 is. So we will say 1/2/3 is located at this point. Any confusion in this question?
No, ma'am.
Anything you cannot understand? All right.
Ma'am, मैं
Anybody
late ma'am,
else?
मुझे नहीं समझ.
So, bete, you need to label the or you need to mark the number line first so that you can accurately draw the given numbers. Okay. So let's talk about the second one and probably you will be having a better idea. So in the second question, so you can see there are 4 parts between 0 and 1. So who can tell me what will this be? What will be the labeling on the first marking? Please raise your hand for the answer.
1/4.
1/4. So then what will be the second one? It would be
2/4.
2/4. So 2/4 is basically 1/2. So 2/4 or 1/2. Both are fine. Okay, then it is 3/4. And then definitely it is 4/4, which is equal to 1. Ji bete, I hope you are clear. Any questions about this?
No, ma'am.
So what about others? I can hear only Tawassul. What about others, bete? Please either
No, ma'am.
unmute your
ma'am.
mic and tell me, or just show me some sign. All right. All right, that's excellent. So now we can go from 1 to 2. So who can tell me, raise your hand for the answer, who can tell me the marking between 1 and 2? Ji Hisham. So what will this be?
2/4.
Ji Hisham, quickly bete. 2/4 we
2/4.
have already done. This is 1/1/4. 1/1/4. 1 is already there and this is 1/4, this first part. So this is 1/1/4. This is 1/2/4.
2/4.
So 1/2/4 is basically 1/1/2. Okay? These are equivalent forms. This is 1/3/4. And definitely this is 1/4/4. This 4/4 is 1. So it is 2 in total. Okay? So now moving back to the negative side of this number line. So this is the negative side. So it's between 0 and -1. So what will this labeling be? 0 and -1.
Ma'am, -1/4.
-1/4. This would be -2/4, but that is equal to -1/2. So we can write down both. Okay, this is -3/4, and this is actually -4/4, which is equal to -1. So now we are ready to label it. So we need to label two values on this number line. One is -1/2. So where is -1/2? You can see this is -1/2. That makes sense. Now between 0 and -1, it is -1/2. Okay, and where will be 1/3/4? So we have already labeled it. So we will just see 1/3/4 is labeled at this point. So this is 1/3/4. So now I hope this is clear how you need to label and see. So for the next question, we will not label the whole number line. Rather, we will see only the two rational numbers given in the question. So who can tell me where would be -1/1/2 at which position? Between -1 and 2 we all know, but at which point? Please raise your hand for the answer. Where would be minus 1 whole 1 by 2 on the number line. At which point? 1 whole 1 by 2. So I need more hands. Hisham, do you want to answer, or is it like you have raised the hand? Do you want to answer? All right. So anyone else?
Ma'am, it is at the negative side and
Not
between minus
Tawassal. No, no, not Tawassal, bete. Not Tawassal. Anyone else? Anaya, Aruj, Arshman, Fatima, Hashim. Ji Hashim. So where this will be?
third line. Third line.
Third one. So actually it should be in the middle. Minus 1 whole 1 by 2. Right? This is minus 1 whole 1 by 2. So now 1 whole 4 by 6. 1 whole 4 by 6. Somebody else. I know 1 whole 4 by 6 is between 1 and 2. So this is the position. 1 whole 4 by 6 would be where? Somebody else, please. Ji Arshman.
Ma'am, on the second one.
Like second from which side?
I'm from the one.
From the one side, second one. Are you sure? It is 1 whole 4 by 6. 1 whole 4 by 6. Will it be this position? You are saying this position?
Yes, ma'am.
So is it 1 whole 4 by 6? This is 1 whole 2 by 6. This is 1 whole 4 by 6. Actually, beta, you need to see the direction of number line. So we are coming from 1 to 2. Okay, you need to remember that. So it is extended in this direction. So we are coming from 1 to 2. So this is first part, this is second part, third part, fourth part, fifth part, and sixth part. Okay, so this is basically 1, 2, 3, fourth. So this is the position where 1 whole 4 by 6 will lie. Any question in this? Ashman, are you clear with it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So moving on to the next part. Next part is plot 3 by 4 and 2 whole 7 by 8. 3 by 4. So I know that 3 by 4 is between 0 and 1. So where 3 by 4 will be plotted? There are 8, you can say smaller parts.
Third part.
So anyone else? Third part. So third part will be 3 by 4. There are not 4 parts actually. There are 8 parts between 0 and 1. So what does that mean? If there are 8 parts,
Ma'am, it at the 6 point.
from which sides the 6th point?
Ma'am, from the like from the positive numbers. Ma'am, from zero side.
This is 3 by 4. So beta, you need to remember that there are 8 parts. So it means one part will make 1 by 4. Then 2 more parts, 4 parts will make 2 by 4. Then 2 more parts, it will make 3 by 4. And then this is basically 4 by 4, which is equal to 1. So because the total is divided into 8 parts, so but there here the denominator is 4. So basically you can think like this, 3 by 4 is basically equivalent to, if you multiply both with 2, so this is 6 by 8. 6 parts out of 8 parts. So this is the point where 6 parts are completed. So 3 by 4 will lie here. So I hope this is clear. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. So, Bite, please participate in the class as well. Unmute your mic, ask questions, or tell me that you are part of the class also. So, second number is 2 whole 7 by 8. So, 2 whole 7 by 8 is between 2 and 3. That I know. But where will it be located exactly? So, Inaya or Anaya, Momina, Manal, Bite, I want answer from girls also. 2 whole 7 by 8 will be where?
At seventh
At which
position.
point? So seventh position where? Like on this side or on this side?
Right
In
side.
the second side.
Right side. Okay, this is 2 wholes 7 by 8. Okay, 2 wholes 8 by 8 is basically 3. Okay, so 2 wholes 7 by 8 is very close to 3. So that's why it will lie here. So next is 5 by 8 and 2 wholes 3 by 8. 5 by 8 and 2 wholes 3 by 8. So where would be 5 by 8 on the number line?
Fifth
Not
part.
Tawassal or Hashim,
At
anyone else.
fifth position.
Please raise your hand for the answer, else I would not know. So I want answer from girls. Please raise your hand, bete. Momina ji bete, where would be 5 by 8?
Ma'am, it will be on the fifth point to the right side.
Fifth point towards the right side. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the point. This is the point where 5 by 8 lies. Okay. So now 2 wholes 3 by 8. I know 2 wholes 3 by 8 is between 2 and 3. So where will that be, Hisham ji bete? 2 wholes 3 by 8.
Third part.
Third part. This is 2 wholes 3 by 8. So Aruj and Manal, I will ask you the next question. Okay, bete? So that's right. Good. So next question is minus 1 whole 1 by 2. G Manal, where will that be? Minus 1 whole 1 by 2. Where would that be? Minus 1 whole 1 by 2. Manal, Aruj, you have raised the hand earlier. Ji bete. Inaya, ji bete.
Ma'am, first
Minus
bar on the right.
first bar on the right. Like this one?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So anyone else? Ji, Tathir, ji bete.
The fourth bar from the right.
That's right. 1 by 2 is basically half. So half of these two is this point. Okay. So this is the position of minus 1 whole 1 by 2. So bete 1 by 2 is when there are two parts. So it's like one part out of two parts, but there are 8 parts. So you will multiply this with 4. Please understand this. This is 4 by 8. Okay, because this the space between minus 1 and minus 2 is divided into 4 equal parts, 8 equal parts, sorry. So we will not take 1 by 2 as one part out of 8 parts. So you need to consider it as 4 parts out of 8 parts because it is half. Okay, half is always in the middle. Okay, or you can think like this, K 1 by 2 is equivalent to 4 by 8. So that's why it will be in the middle of the two numbers. So what about 1 whole 5 by 8? I know it is between 1 and 2. So where will that be? 1 whole 5 by 8. Aruj,
And the fifth,
in the fifth part, from which side, left or right?
right,
From the right side or
Right,
towards the right side?
from left side.
Towards the
From left
towards the
side.
right side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the fifth one. So this is 1 whole 5 by 8, close to 2 actually. It is more than half. Okay. So I hope this question was clear. This question was comparatively easy because the number lines were already there and the half of the labeling was also done. Okay. So now moving on to second part. Second question is represent the set of numbers on a number line. Okay. A set of number is given to you. So have you learned about sets in the 7th class?
yes, ma'am.
ठीक है so sets are basically bounded by curly brackets so ये वो वाला set है set of numbers ठीक है set of numbers is coming from sets and Venn diagrams जो आपने 7th में I believe पढ़ा है ठीक है that topic is there in 8th class as well probably in the second term ठीक है so we need to draw this set of numbers on the number line so we will just draw a number line. I hope you will draw it better than me because I'm drawing it without scale. Okay, if this is a number line and you know the smaller numbers are more. So if I say this is 0, 1 and 2 and this is definitely -1, -2, -3 and -4. So before drawing a number line, I need to see the smallest number. So I can see -4 is the smallest and 2 is the biggest. So I need to draw a number line from -4 to 2. So now I'm changing color so that you can see the markings where I'm marking them on the number line. So -4 is there in the set. I am putting a dot here. Then there is -3. I'm putting a dot here as well. So then there is -2, a dot here. So then 1 and 2. So I will put a dot at 1 and 2 as well. So is it making sense how we are going to do that? We have drawn a number line on our own. Okay? We decided to we decided the scale as well. How we decided the scale? By looking at the numbers given. Okay? The smallest number and the biggest number. We need to draw number line of those numbers only. Okay? So I don't want you to draw a number line from -10 to 10. I don't know why students do that because then you are unable to draw it precisely. Okay, then it will be a mess. So only draw the number line from the biggest point given to the smallest so that you can draw or you can locate the numbers precisely on the number line. Okay, don't draw the number line without looking at the numbers. Okay, so let's solve the next question. So next question is draw sets of numbers on the number line. So this time these are the numbers. So first step is that you need to locate the biggest one and the smallest one. So in this set, the biggest number is 3 and the smallest number is 1. Okay? So while plotting the number line, we will only represent these numbers. For example, if I am representing 0, so 1, 2 and 3. So this is the number line which is required in this question. So now I'm going to change this, you can say color so that we can plot. 1 is here, you can see. Then 2 is here, 3 is here. So 1.5 would be between 1 and 2. So this is basically the location where 1 by 5 is located. Then 2.5 is between 2 and
In the
3. So
middle.
this is the position where 2.5 is located. Ji bete. Is it making sense? Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So let's solve one more question and then we will, stop solving these. So we are left with two parts. So next question is, this is the number, this is the set given to you. So now this is very interesting. This is 2 by 3, 5 by 3, minus 1 by 3, and minus 4 by 3. All the numbers are having denominator 3. So now I can just change these improper numbers to mixed number. 5 by 3 is basically 1 whole 2 by 3. Right, this is fine. Minus 1 by 3 is fine. Minus 4 by 3 is basically minus 1 whole 1 by 3. So now the smallest number is minus 1 whole 1 by 3. Biggest is 1 whole 2 by 3. So I will plot a number line from 0 in the middle, 1 and 2 here, and minus 1 and minus 2 on the left side. Okay, so now I'm dividing all of them in 3 parts. So I'm making 3 points between 0 and 1, 3 points between 1 and 2. So similarly, 3 parts of the space between 0 and minus 1, and 3 points, 3 proportions here as well. So now just look at this, how I am going to label them. So first is minus 1 whole 1 by 3. So this is minus 1 whole, and this is 1 by 3. So this is the position where minus 1 whole 1 by 3 will lie. I hope this is clear that how we are working. Okay, we are dividing the whole numbers or the integers in 3 parts. Why we are doing that? Because the numbers, we have observed that the given set is having all the fractions as 3. It means that I need to have 3 points or 3 portions between the two whole numbers, right? So this is 1 whole 1 by 3. So I should not be writing 1 whole 1 by 3. Rather, I should write minus 4 by 3. Okay? So this is the portion where minus 4 by 3 is there. Okay? And minus 1 by 3. So minus 1 by 3 will be where? Between 0 and minus
1.
between 0 and minus 1. That's right. So this is the portion where minus 1 by 3 will be located. So the next is 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 would be between 2 by 3 is between 0 and 1. And this is the point where 2 by 3 would be located. 2 parts out of 3 parts, it's less than 1. So that's why here it would be located. So last is 5 by 3. 5 by 3 is 1 whole 2 by 3. So it's between 1 and 2, and it is close to this 2. So this is the point where 5 by 3 is located. I hope this is making sense. So in this topic, you need to be careful. You need to be careful of the number line you are making. So without looking at the numbers, you should not be drawing the number line. Number line should be plotted for only those numbers which you need for the question. So mostly students do like this, without looking at the questions, they will just draw a number line from minus 10 to 10. I don't know what is the need of that. So for this question, we only need number line from minus 2 to 2. Why? Because the numbers given to me in the set are between minus 2 and 2. So there is no number bigger than 2 or no number smaller than 2. ठीक है बेटे? So I hope this point is clear. So any
Yes,
questions?
Ma'am.
All right.
Ma'am.
All right. So with that, we will end the class today. Tomorrow, we will do the rest of the questions, and then we will finish this topic, the first chapter, which is real number systems, right? So see you in the class tomorrow, everyone. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Join the next class
Love.
after 5 minutes. See you tomorrow. Allah Hafiz.